My name is Jerry Brandt, last name spelled B-R-A-N-T, like Tom. I'm First Assistant Chief for the Patton Fire Company. I have been in the volunteer fire service for 54 years. I joined at the age of 16. I lived in the town of Barnesboro, which is now joined with the community next door, and it's known as Northern Cambria. I grew up in a family that was very community oriented. My father had joined the volunteer fire service during World War II because he couldn't pass a physical to get into the military, so he felt that was a way to serve his community. My next door neighbor and the person a couple doors down the street were volunteer firefighters. And, I saw what they were able to do, and it really got me interested in it. So I wanted to join when I turned 16. My mother wouldn't let me because my birthday was in February, and she said, you can do it in the summer because then we'll see how much of your time it takes. And because I don't want you to join in February, and then you have a couple months of school at the end of the year when you have all your tests, let's try it in the summer. So she let me join in the summer, and I have been with it ever since.
I know what some of the things this movie is going to touch on will be what it's like behind the scenes of a volunteer firefighter. Now I know I'm probably preaching to the choir, but pretty much everybody in this room knows what it's like. I definitely want to point out some things first. I'm lucky enough to say I'm the fire chief of the Patton Fire Company. So I know what our guys do in the background, and I'm damn proud of being a member of what I believe is the best fire department in this country.
The Patton Fire Department runs roughly around 200 calls a year. So if you think about that on a weekly basis, on an average, we're running about 3 or 4 times a week. But that isn't the whole story because, twice a month we have meetings. We also believe heavily in training and have different training opportunities. One thing that has changed over the years is now I can do some of those training opportunities online. Before it was all in person. And then there's just the fact that, I probably stop in every day just to, quote, check on things and, make sure everything is going okay. And then, there are all the other things. This coming Monday, we're going to be teaching a fire extinguisher class here at the school. We do tours of the station. We do a lot of community activities. So it does take up a lot of your time, and you do have to be committed.
Lastly, I am a huge believer that the backbone of any fireman or successful fire department is the people that we leave at home when that pager goes off. Right? These are the people that we get up and we leave the middle of supper for, when you have hot food on the table, or it's the pager that goes off at 12 o'clock in the morning, or worse yet, 2 o'clock in the morning for a tree down, and we just woke up our significant others after they probably just fell asleep. But right now we have the same opinion that I don't get up, someone else, why should anyone else get up? So you get up and you go as well. But last, there's always those significant others that are the ones that are left at home, usually when there's something going on, something needs done in the house, or there's work to be done. Where are we at? We're at meetings, we're at trainings. We go and we do other things for the fire departments. So I just want to shout out and I want to give a hand of applause to the families that make this possible for us to do our job.
Over the years, I have seen everything. In a normal week, it is nothing for us to go out on trees down, on vehicle accidents. We're prone to flooding in some of our coverage area, and so when we get some torrential downpours, we're out pumping out basements. It was about 2 weeks ago on a Sunday. There was a storm that it seemed like it got stuck over this northern part of the county for a couple of hours, and we were out on 13 calls in a 4-hour period. But over the years, I have been out on. We rescued a pregnant cow from a manure pit one time. A lot of times we're out just answering what we call smells and bells. Somebody's smoke alarm goes off because they fell asleep while they had the roast in the oven or something. So it's across the board a whole different gamut of calls.
And you're absolutely right. There's a task for everybody in the community. They do need to know what is available or what is the need.
As Chief Joe talked about, is working together to the future. I talked to some of the Chief of Patton when I came in, and his concerns about the future and funding the organization and making sure that we're able to replace equipment and apparatus. But the most important thing about it, we could have the greatest apparatus in the world, and I travel all over Pennsylvania. And I'm very proud of Pennsylvania. I love being from Pennsylvania, but it has to be people. Our organizations survive with people and good people. And there's jobs for everybody in fire departments. We do need interior firefighters, we need EMTs, we need people to do the administrative stuff on the side. We need fundraisers, and this is what it's going on.
I think what message I'd like to see people take away from this is there is a place for everyone in the volunteer fire service. I think far too often the message that people equate with the volunteer fire service is, they're looking for 18 to 25-year-olds who look like middle linebackers who are going to go in, break the front door down, rescue the people that are in distress, and that's the image that they think, when in fact I think that this movie really sent the message out there that the volunteer fire service is in critical condition and everybody has a way that they can help. Everybody is put on this earth with certain talents, and those talents can be used by the volunteer fire service.
The second time I've seen this movie. I saw it when it was unveiled in Oklahoma City at the National Fire Conference, and I sat here tonight and watched it again, and I picked up on other things that I didn't see the first time.
I would tell them to get in touch with their local volunteer fire department. They should have a non-emergency number. If they don't, certainly the 911 system in their county has a non-emergency number. Call it and ask if they could be put in touch with the fire department that covers their area. If you see the fire department out at a call, once they have kind of finished up with things, and you're interested, walk over and say, hey, I'd like to join. What do I have to do?
I think the goal of the NBFC, the National Fire Council, who was part of this, and John Deere and things like that, they believe in communities and how rural communities are going to survive, how volunteer fire companies in suburban, those people in Wheaton, Maryland, they're volunteers.
And last but not least, I'd like to say hats off to John Deere and to West Central Equipment, the local John Deere dealerships, who John Deere, as you may or may not know, actually helped produce this movie. And we're very thankful for that and for the commitments that local John Deere dealerships have made.
Well, it meant a lot to us that you guys were partners in this, and it really means a lot that someone like John Deere put their name on this movie. Thank you guys so much for being a part of everything.